I am with a glove. Those people that will use them. Yeah.
They should have put you on Donda.
Should have. You say she a lesbian girl.
That was crazy.
I can't believe that's an actual verse. I can't believe he actually. I can't believe they let him get away with that.
Thing to do. It's like I can't even be surprised. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that was probably the most shocking thing to happen this past week. Yeah, Drake coming out as a trans lesbian. Good for her.
So happy for her, bro.
So happy for her.
Maybe
what an icon.
He or she is a he/him lesbian, you know?
He/him lesbian.
That's true.
Oh my god. I am just at a loss for words at Drake's career right now. Like, I don't know if I'll review it. I don't know if I'll review the album.
Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it's called.
You need to review it.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
You need to review it.
I did Donda, okay? I did Donda. It took me like a week, but I did Donda. You guys can't be satisfied with just. God, no, it's pissing me off though, because people are like apparently Certified Lover Boy is like selling more than Donda right now, and I'm just like, how?
Really?
I know, it's like all the songs are at #1 on the charts. The album is projected to sell more in its first week than Donda did.
I mean, Drake is more poppy, you know, of like an artist. So
yeah, but like
it doesn't mean he's
more current, I guess.
I know, but like
yeah,
like look at the album cover. Look at the fucking album cover of that album. How do you sell that? How do you unironically tell me that shit sells?
Like, why didn't he just take a photo of himself somewhere cool?
I don't
know. Like, just what Kanye
he already did that. It's called Marvin's Room. It reminds me of like the album cover of like Maroon 5's last album. Hold on. Or wait, shit, I need to get my phone. Okay, hold up. Let's see if I can find it here. I will show you what it reminds me of. Let's see. Maroon 5. Also a very terrible artist, by the way. Shade. Let's see. Like, there we go. There we go.
He didn't have like amazing album covers, but they were like, you know, decent album covers. They're like whatever, you know? And then Certified Lover Boy, it's like, what are you trying to do? I still don't get the point of it.
Just so showing off all his baby mamas, I guess. Yeah, that's what Certified Lover Boy. That's what Certified Lover Boy's album cover reminds me of. The shitty fucking Maroon 5. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
I've never seen this before.
It's so
God. Funny.
Where the hell did
Snapchat filter?
I know it's so bad. Where did Drake? Because like. I've told people this for many years. I've told people this for many years. Like Drake could have been a fucking great artist. He could have been a great artist, but like I don't know where exactly at some point, because I don't really care for his music, so I don't know his discography off the back of my head as well as other artists. But like at some point along the line on one of these albums, he just threw it all away. At some point.
I was actually talking about it with my brother, because he was like a big Drake fan back in high school, because he graduated like 2014, so that was like, you know, when Drake was at its hype, and like the whole light skin thing was at its hype. So dude, there are like photos of him in high school that he has on like his Instagram where he's doing like the light skin face with his foot. It's pretty funny. But anyways, he was saying I think he said If You're Reading This, It's Too Late was like his best album.
Yeah, it's a
And then
mixtape, but yeah.
Yeah, and then Views kind of like went downhill from there. I
Yeah.
remember I liked Nothing Was the Same just because that dropped when I was in like fourth grade, I think, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's like the one album I remember.
Yeah, if
But
you're
then
reading
after
this,
that, everything went down pretty much.
yeah, if you're reading this, if you're reading this, It's Too Late is a pretty good mixtape. It's probably
Mhm.
it's probably his best project, low key. It's his peak. And then you get to like Scorpion from like what 2 years ago. That album sucks ass.
28. That was so bad. Oh
That's
my
so
god.
bad. It's such a boring album. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like 2 hours, and it's just
There's a
boring.
side A and side B.
Fucking Kiki, you love me. That shit was everywhere, and I hated it. And there was this one kid in my math class who always sang it, and I was like, oh my god, shut up. Oh god.
There was
Anyways,
that album, like even back then when I was in like eighth grade and I barely listened to music, I was still like, wow, this is like just the most digestible trap music. There's like nothing else to this, you know? It was just so safe, you know? That's why it was like
yeah,
really boring.
Dice for What was kind of like an okay-ish track. Had the Lauryn Hill sample on it. They're pretty cool. Those are pretty cool. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
Donda.
I ain't listened to it yet.
It's
I
pretty
can't really
good.
comment. Yo, don't spoil Donda, okay?
Don't spoil Donda.
Donda.
Kanye dies at the end. Sorry, Kanye. That's does Kanye die at the end? I laughed so hard when I saw that. It was so funny. But yeah, Donda. It's a pretty good follow up to the life of Pablo. I'd say pretty good. Yeah. I'm done. I listened. I can now say that I've listened to Kanye's entire discography recently. So I got that on my resume. Try and top that. Um, pretty solid category of albums. Pretty solid. I had to pick the best. That's kind of tricky because like like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is like the obvious choice because like my thing with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is that I have my problems with it, but at the same time, like when I listen to it in the context of excuse me, like when I listen to it in the context of the rest of Kanye's discography, um like I could see why it was such a huge like deal at the time, and I talked about this when I covered it, but like it really did kind of define music for like the better part of the early 2010s. Not so much for the rest of the decade, but the early 2010s. Like that, so
Really?
many people really kind of took inspiration off of that album, and like the four albums that came before it, Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation, and 808s. It sounds like when you listen to it, it sounds like so far above and advanced. Like it just sounds like it's a what's words like yeah it's so much more advanced sounding than the albums that came before it, and
Really?
it's like super explosive, super loud, super in your face, and like the album that came before that was 808s, and 808s is like this like low key kind of like down to
Yeah.
earthy, and yeah, I know it's a pretty crazy album, but yeah, That's music talk. Welcome to People's Valid Opinions, by the way. We didn't say it, but hi.
Wait, were we recording?
We are recording.
Oh, we are. Wait, now or we were this whole time?
We were. We have been recording for the past 10 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh, okay. We're just making sure. I'm cool with that.
So yeah, how has everyone's week been? How's the week been?
It's been all right. You know, just the usual. Nothing really.
Huge.
Did anything happen? I mean, I went to the park the other day, hung out with some friends. That was it. And then, yeah, pretty chill week. Trigger warning school is starting for me this Friday, but I'll live. So.
Yeah, I have started schooling. I'm taking a recording class right now. It's pretty chill.
Wait, what kind of recording?
It is like it's like music recording. It's like I call it music production, but it's called something else. It's like music recording and electronic music. Something like
okay.
that. But it's not focused to electronic music specifically. It's just like one thing you can do. So like the main focus of the course is we're learning how to use a program called Pro Tools, which
okay, yeah,
which according to the professor is like the most professionally used recording software.
I don't know, maybe it's one of the most popular. I'm pretty sure that like FL Studios.
Yeah. According to him, it is like the most used. That's what he said, and that's one he uses. It's the one because his family owns a recording studio in my town, and he's like traveled all over the world with like musicians and stuff. So he's a pretty well endowed guy when it comes to that aspect. It's probably gonna be kind of tricky because like I've been only using fucking shitty ass GarageBand on my iPad to record stuff, and Pro Tools is a lot. It's a lot beyond that. I think like the thing I really need to like ask about and like try to remember is how to create a new track because you have to do like because it's not like you just hit a button and record. You have to do all these like little things before you have to like hook up this input and put this input and put in this input, and then you can record and edit your stuff. So it's gonna be tricky. The other thing too is that like okay, once I'm done with the class, what do I do? Because it's like oh, I have to get equipment and stuff, but I have to buy all that. But then it's like oh, I gotta find places in my room to put in. Oh, I gotta make my room like good sounding. I have to get like um those little like black things you put on your wall.
The like foam things, you know?
The black foam things. I probably have to get some of those.
What all does the school provide, like for that?
The school. So there are like 6 little studios in the building. And inside our little our monitors and program loaded onto it, and that's yeah, it's pretty simple. I have to ask if they have like instruments there for use or if we have to bring our own. Because like normally if you're actually going out to like record something, then usually studios provide you with instruments. At least that's what I have been told by my couple of friends in the industry. But it's an interesting course so far. I hope I don't know if it's gonna be easy. Because it's school. Yeah, and then I just have to do that. Then there's that class leads into another It leads into another class in the second semester, but that's more of like a like this first semester it's recording, then the next semester it will be like performing, you know, and like there's like a big showcase show at the end of the spring. That's like the final. So
wait, would that include like video recording, or would it just all be audio, do you think?
No, it's all audio. It's all audio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just like the performance. I didn't know if like a recorded performance.
No. It's an on-stage performance at the end of the. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But that's next semester. That will be in my next semester if I decide continuing class, and then I will be done with college because I do not need that shit. Who needs a college degree?
Yeah.
Who needs a college degree? Ugh. Just be like me and work independently, quote unquote.
Yeah, to be honest, then you can like work on your own schedule and stuff. Yeah. Do everything on your own accord.
Ugh. The hard part is just being creative and trying to get shit done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's much a problem being creative, but more, creative to appease people in order to get an audience and in order to create money, you know.
Well, I think if you're
being creative, you just have to make what will be digestible or will be popularized, at least enough in order to survive.
The thing about being independent is that like someone is bound to like your work. Someone is bound to like your work and give you like a varying quantity of money for it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think it's like as long as you're putting out like something that you find quality. Like again, that's also why I said that's why I say get an editor, get someone to like go over your stuff with you. You know, then you'll really know if it's like okay, then this is digestible. This is like for a wide audience, or okay, this is kind of more of a niche thing. You know, yeah, like editors are very useful, except when they're trying to get jobs and they can't edit your shit because of time constraints. What? Not throwing shade. Not any shade.
Does your editor listen to the podcast?
I don't think so. I hope not. Please forgive. Don't add in the. No, I can't say. I can't say. It was from a little joke, a little when we were having a little gaffe. It was Lars who initiated actually. I can't say what she okay. I mean it's not like you guys didn't see it. I'll post it, but I let's keep it to ourselves. To ourselves.
Oh, okay. We won't talk about it.
We can't say. Can't say.
Okay.
I will show you for educational purposes. Don't do this. Don't do this. So yes, this is educational. I'm telling these children not to do these things.
I said that same thing though.
You didn't.
I said, okay. I didn't say the exact same thing, but I said like Afterlife should deal with said topic.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Afterlife will not have that stuff. I need to start typing it up again. Because what was the thing I said? I was I was like Afterlife will have female character. Afterlife will have.
Just Afterlife. More than one.
And we got to start hyping it up, guys. I don't know when it's coming out, but we got to start hyping it up. We gotta get it going.
Better than Attack on Titan.
Better than Attack on Titan. Better than Attack on Titan. Better than Code Geass. Better than Death Note. Better than Fullmetal Alchemist. Better than JoJo. Better than fucking Haikyuu. Better than My Hero. Way better than.
Why'd you say my hero? It's not a very high bar.
Would you say better than Cowboy Bebop?
Is it better? Yeah, it's definitely better than.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's better than Cowboy. That's a little too high of a bar. It's a little too high of a bar. like the other aforementioned shows, I can surpass those bars. Cowboy Bebop is like that might be a little hard. We might get there one day. We might get there, but this first part of the story probably not. Might get there one day. Might get there, but probably not soon. One day we might get there. We got this.
That's the goal.
Afterlife bros, we got this.
Afterlife bros.
Afterlife bros.
Hey, so why did you do that to yourself? Why'd you say that?
Based in afterlife pills.
No, I've been trying to come up with like terms for my followers. One of them is like chase bros, valid bros, valid opinion havers. There's Joshuaists. We can't forget Joshuaists.
Joshuaists,
yeah,
that's true.
Joshuaists. What else is there? Valid opinion enjoyers. There are a couple. We need to take that one physique post from the other day. We need to make it more of a thing. I need to use it in more things. There's a. I think you guys saw it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, with my fucking gains. Big gains. Hold up. There we go. Gains. That is that is an average. That is the weakest valid opinion ever. That's the weakest valid opinion ever. Average Californian. I like how people from other states always trash on Californians for being tweaks, and then here I am, fucking buff as shit. No, not buff, but like beefy.
Yeah.
And now, Ebby, what you need to do, you need to post a picture of yourself like being super weak, and then say like average New Yorker.
I'd say Drake posts a pic of you being the average Virginian, but you're pretty buff, so yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't. We lose. We lose. Drake is the weakest Virginian, but he if Drake is the weakest Virginian, I don't know I don't know if I want to know what the strongest Virginian is.
State bros, have we been losing?
Oh god! Imagine if people just added bros from like whatever state they're from. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a Minnesota bro. I'm a Minnesota bro.
Virginia bros, are we losing?
During the Civil War, they're like, Union bros, did we just lose? Oh god, it's so dumb. Whoever started that, I hope they're enjoying their life. Like,
I mean,
I hope they're happy.
When it was like a smaller thing, I feel like it was funny because, you know, everyone would call each other bros or whatever. But then it's like people started doing it for the dumbest thing.
They already were doing it for the dumbest shit, though.
I mean, it was dumb, but it was like internet dumb. But then it was like, I don't know, Elon Musk bros. People started saying stuff like that.
Elon bros. Elon bros.
Yeah. Or like I for Gore. Like, that was so funny when it was just like a few people doing it, but now
exactly.
Oh, wait, what?
And it's not
I for Gore.
I for Gore. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know. That was always kind of white shit to me.
Yeah. Which it was like, it's not even, part of it was like more people like doing it, but another thing is like once more people do it, they just do it when it doesn't make sense, and then that's when like the joke falls apart. Because it's like if you still use it like in a clever way or whatever, then it's like, oh yeah, it's fine, even if more people know, I guess. But people would just do it like they'd drop something and be like, oh, after gore. And it's like that's not funny.
Like what I'm picturing in my head right now is like a horror movie trailer. It's like everything was fine, the meme was funny, but then the white people got a hold of it. Some like stupid shit like that. Or what was the thing from last week? It was with fucking Lil Nas. Oh yeah, nah, he tweaking or whatever.
I didn't even get what that was.
Oh yeah, well, it was like
Lil Nas X. He commented on something. It was on like a rap post. He was like, oh nah, he tweaking, and then everyone started saying it for some reason. It was like that's not even contextually funny at all.
Well, like that, it started. Tony Hawk did this thing where like,
it
drops of his blood in like skateboard paint, and like he didn't get any backlash at all for it. But Lil Nas X did like the same thing like a couple months ago and got a bunch of backlash for it. So he kind of called out like, is it because like, is Tony Hawk exempt from the backlash because like he's a white man, straight? I'm pretty sure. And then he said like, nah, he tweaking. And then like everyone else said that, and that's how it became popular. But
for like 2 days,
like everyone would say it just randomly.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, I mean, I didn't even know about it. I just saw people doing it, and I was like, oh, whatever. I just didn't care.
Oh, Lil Nas X, what a silly man! What a silly man! He's a pretty silly guy, I'd say.
Have you seen the pictures of him with like them being pregnant?
Yeah, I as soon as I saw that, I got like flashbacks to when James Charles did it like earlier this year. I think.
Oh my gosh!
I was like,
forgot about that.
Wait, was that this year or was that last year?
Dude, I don't even know.
I think it was this year. I can't. I think it was this year. Y'all remember when fucking James Charles posted pregnancy pics? I was like, when I first saw that, I was like, huh? I was like, oh my god. And I sent it to my friend. I have a video of my friend sending me a voice message, and he was like, I did not need to see that. I did not. Then I just started laughing. It was so funny, so dumb. We should all just post. No, not going there. Not going there.
No,
Stop myself. Stop myself. Stop myself. Stop myself. Restraint. Restraint. I am focused. I am based. I am valid. I am a champion. Do not go there.
Positive affirmations.
Positive affirmation. I do it in the mirror every day. Trust me. I look at myself in the mirror, point to myself. Based.
You have valid opinions.
Champion. I'm a champion. That's the thing I'm telling everyone. I'm a champion. I'm not a loser. Not a loser. Can never be a loser. Always a champion. Always a champion. We got to be champions.
I've actually been looking into those because they like seem more like there's like the astrology stuff, which seems like not real, but then like the affirmations to some extent seem like more like grounded in like real stuff. I don't know. They seem interesting.
I mean, like do whatever works for you, like whatever helps your mental best. I will say like that, like definitely start taking care of yourself now. Like try to go outside and soak up as much sun as you can because it's gonna be, it's gonna be like winter soon and fall soon. Like
yeah, for sure.
I know.
Yeah, I've been doing.
It's starting getting colder.
Yeah, like I think that's one of the reasons why like people always say, oh, like seasonal depression or whatever. Like it's probably because the sun isn't out as much and like the sun is a little farther away from or the axis of the earth is tilted farther away or whatever. But yeah, so just go outside, try to soak up as much. I probably like keep your windows open and stuff because sunlight, it does make you happy. It does make you feel good.
Yeah, and it's also like what I do is in the morning, like when I'm like making food for breakfast and stuff, like I don't really have a backyard. It's like a mini kind of backyard because it's like I don't know how to describe it, but basically it's somewhere I at least have space where I can like go into my backyard, like take my shirt off and just like soak up sun. And so like I'll like eat my fruit and stuff, and then I'll like the like a banana peel or something, I'll toss it into like the nearby like foliage or something, just so like I guess give back and whatever. And then yeah, it just feels fun, you know.
Yeah.
And then like once I make my breakfast, I'll eat it. I'll like bring a chair outside and just eat it there in the sun, and then I'll go back to like whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel that.
And especially in the mornings, I know people say like for your like circadian rhythm and everything, getting sun like in your face, not like directly looking at it, of course, but like it's good. Something with that, it like helps with your body's rhythm and everything.
I stared at the sun before and not felt anything. Usually when it's like behind like a, because like the like last week I posted a picture of it, but there was like it was like a pretty cloudy day, like a pretty muggy day, and I looked up and I saw the sun, but it was just like a little, probably like a little like a big white circle, probably no bigger than what the moon normally looks like in the sky, and it was really, and I just stared at it, and it didn't hurt, didn't feel weird. It was really interesting because it seems so small. No, it seemed very small. I was like, wow, that's the sun, the ball of fire in the sky. I don't know where I'm going with this. So it's a ball.
Perspective matters. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
perspective matters. It's a ball of fire in the sky. There are many balls of fire in the sky. Actually. Many balls
Yeah,
of fire.
like ones that are like 10 times bigger than the one we have.
Yeah, yeah. One's like way fucking bigger. Um. Right. Yeah, like huge, like just balls. Not balls of gas, by the way. They're that's a lie that the school system too. They're not balls of gas. They're balls of plasma. Yeah, they're, bro, get no. Shh,
Sorry,
no. There we go. Good,
sorry,
good. I need to make it like a timeout channel or something. That's what I need to do. Yeah, but yeah, they're giant masses. They're not ball. They're masses. That's what we should say. They're masses of like super like hyper. Yeah, hyper condensed. Hyper condensed. They're not oxygen. It's plasma. It's mostly plasma. That's because I took astronomy. But all this talk about staring at the morning sun reminds me of this very real picture of me on the mountains after a good training session, staring off into the Korean mountains. Because that is
your altitude training,
yes,
your oxygen deprivation.
yes, that's me training. That's me as a leader of a Korean gang syndicate. Very real, very real. That is actually me. As you can see, as you can tell, it's very clearly me. I have I do in fact have crazy anime hair in real life. I'm not wrong about that though. Yeah, when my hair gets long, I do get fucking anime protagonist hair. Yeah. And if like like when my hair gets long again, and if I like wake up and I have like major bedhead, I'll take a picture and I'll show you, I'll show you guys how much of a fucking anime protagonist I am. I've actually been drawing Goku. I've started my Goku drawing.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome. Let's go.
I don't have. Okay, hold on. Keep going. I'll go get my sketchbook real quick.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
He's getting I don't know, whatever.
Oh.
I've not won any of the like waifu wars or husbando hostilities.
Oh yeah, me neither. Wait, I think I might have won one, but I'm not sure which one it is. I think I wanted Goku to win, and then I didn't recommend him, but Goku won that one husband hostility. None of the waifu wars have won for me. You put Marianne, right? And then I think.
No, I didn't put Marianne actually. I was just rooting
really?
for her. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if anyone put her.
Same with me and Goku. None of my characters are gonna win because they're all like Tails characters no one knows. I think there was one character I had that won, but I like forgot it.
What are we talking about?
Hi, we're talking about waifu wars and husband hostilities.
Yeah. People call me so sus for calling it that, but it's like, what the fuck else am I supposed to call it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I didn't really think anything of it.
Like at the end of the day, I don't.
Fun.
I know. At the end of the day,
exactly.
at the end of the day, I don't care. Like it's just to help me decide who to draw. But yeah, that there's let's see. There it is. There's the start. There's the start of Goku.
I like it.
I don't know if it's the angle that I'm drawing it as, but I have no idea how Goku he has ridiculously long legs.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does. He has. It might be the angle again. It might be the angle I'm drawing it at, but I think it's at a slight angle. The reference I'm using, but he has fucking long ass legs. I had
He does. Wait, what the heck? Hold on, you're right.
Never skips leg day.
That's not even skipping leg day. He just has like abnormally long.
I thought his muscles were way bigger too. At least in the reference I'm using.
It's hard to tell how long his legs actually are because he could have the tie up higher, like more on his gut than like at the top of his hips or waist, whatever.
Yeah,
that's true. But I feel like especially for a martial artist, having the tie at your stomach would be uncomfortable, you know? So I feel like I would assume it's at his waist. Because having it off.
Does he just have the most square like torso ever? I mean, he does. He has very, very broad square shoulders right here.
Yeah.
They're like twice the width of like his hips.
Yeah.
So funny. That's so funny.
Goku's design.
That is hilarious. That is so funny.
We're criticizing. Welcome to we criticize Goku's design. I will say like orange and blue is a nice choice because those are contrasting colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go on that.
In this image that we're looking at, he has a little sensu bean pouch on his waist. Yeah. Sensu bean. Let's see. For my drawing, I kind of want to give him like a headband, like a Ryu style headband, but I don't know if it's gonna work because I think that'll look pretty cool. Oh, Goku, what a silly guy. I saw my favorite OG Dragon Ball moment earlier. It was it was when I think I can talk about this because it's a moment in a silly show that's meant for kids. It's the part when Goku first meets Bulma, and she's like, "Oh, if you give me the Dragon Ball, I'll show you my panties." And then Goku's like, "Why would I want to look at your dirty fanny?" The first sign that Goku is gay.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Goku is asexual.
Goku is fight sexual. He will.
Yeah.
He is romantically and sexually interested in anyone who can fight him.
That's Goku. Bag sexual.
That's Goku.
Grind.
Goku sexual.
He's bisexual. He's bisexual, so he's attracted
Bisexual.
to men, women, and the bag.
Oh my god! Like, I've been meaning to post this, but it's like, it's like it's gonna say like not Toriyama. Oh yeah, Araki and Isayama, and it's like the handshake emoji, and then under it's gonna say, oh, Drake left. Bye, Drake.
Bye, Drake.
But yeah, it's gonna say like Araki, Isayama, Loki, admitting that their characters are gay in interviews.
Wait, I know Isayama did that, right?
Isayama like Loki admitted that Eren was gay, or like Eren and Reiner were going to have a relationship.
And like barely anyone talks about it.
I know, because it was just in some random ass interview, and then in like there's video proof of this. There's a video interview with Araki, the writer of JoJo, in like the 90s when Stardust Crusaders was being written, and like it's a girl interviewed her, and she's like, oh yeah, I think Jotaro is so cool, and then Araki's like, I don't think Jotaro's all that interested in women. It's like,
really?
yeah, it's real. It could be a mistranslation, but he's like, I don't think Jotaro's all that interested in women. He like low-key admitted that Jotaro's gay.
Isn't Jotaro like the really cool, like the coolest one? Wait, hold on, me.
Or like he's like badass. He's like the badass. He's not like yeah.
He's like the one everyone talks about, like the really cool one.
Yeah, because of his design, because his design is so good.
Isn't he really powerful too? He's like really powerful.
I think initially, I think Jotaro's kind of meant to be JoJo's equivalent of like a standard Superman. Like he's like a really strong guy who can do a lot of things, but mainly just kind of punches things. Like he's kind of like JoJo's equivalent of Superman, I'd say. But he's not like the most powerful character in the whole series. Like, don't get.
Oh really? Oh, that's what I heard.
Or like it's really like technically the strong. Or I don't know. I'd have to wait till Drake gets back to debate this, because it's a really interesting dilemma. Because a lot of people think that because a lot of people think that Giorno is the strongest character, because his stand is
the blonde one, right?
Yeah, the blonde one. The one who's half JoJo, half Dio.
Oh, is that how that works? Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, his dad was Dio was his dad, but because Dio, so like it is really weird to explain to someone who hasn't seen it, but so like so part one, Phantom Blood. You have Jonathan Joestar, or not Jonathan. Jonathan.
Joseph?
No, Joseph. Okay, Jonathan Joestar. And very wealthy English dude, and his dad adopts this little shithead street kid named Dio Brando, because he owed Dio's dad a debt of gratitude for saving his life. And so now Dio, the little shithead Dio, is now, and Jonathan are now adopted brothers, and they have this little rivalry growing on. It kind of dissipates as they get older, but it resurfaces, and Dio is like, haha, Joseph, or no, haha, Jonathan, I am so evil and nefarious, and I am a villain, I am evil, and I'm going to become a vampire, and I reject my humanity, Jojo. And he becomes a vampire. Yeah, and then at the end of the series, Jonathan kills Dio by decapitating his head. And then Jonathan and his wife, Erina, they go on a boat trip to America.
Really?
And,
wait. Okay.
Yeah, and she tells, I don't think she tells Jonathan, but she tells Jonathan that she is pregnant with his child. But Dio's decapitated head shows up with one of his servants, and he destroys the boat. Dio destroys the boat. But while it's sinking, Jonathan clutches Dio's head against his chest and says, Dio, I will always love you because you are my brother, Dio. And Dio kind of rejects that, and Erina is completely safe, and she makes it to America. But she also takes care of this little. Actually, that's not the most important. But anyways, flash forward so that was in the 1880s. So flash forward 100 years to the 1980s, and
19. Okay.
yeah. So turns out, Dio managed to save himself by, he decapitated off Jonathan's head. He severed off Jonathan's head, and then he placed using his crazy vampire powers. He placed his own head on top of Jonathan's body. So now he controls Jonathan's body. And he also
wow, okay.
And for some reason he also changed his name to Dio in all caps.
Yeah, like MF2.
Yeah. That's a canon at some point. And so, but then at some point,
it's really funny. Yeah, that's so funny.
So at some point along the line, he traveled to Japan specifically to meet with this one girl, and that one girl was and they got a little freaky. And and then out pops Giorno Giovanna, and that's at some point they moved to Italy, and then Giorno is like, so Giorno is kind of like a mix of Jonathan and Dio.
Yeah, that now that you explained it, it like kind of makes sense. But before it was like, how does that even work?
They're also like Dio also traveled to like America to have like 3 other children, and then while at the same time he was having a gay relationship with a priest from Italy. So
what? Yeah. No way! What? This show is awesome.
Fucking Dio. No, Dio specifically is fucking all over the place. Drake might be able to explain it better than I can, but Dio is he's an interesting man who has done some very interesting things, and then he finally decides to settle down in Egypt, and then
Egypt, okay,
yeah. So then, that's at some point around that, I think that's when he gets his stand, but because
that's
of
like the powers, right?
Yeah, that's the powers. He gets to stand the world. But because he's like wearing Jonathan's body or whatever, for some reason, when he hits the arrow, it also gives like some of Jonathan's descendants stand powers as well. So Joseph, so Joseph, who is Jonathan's grandson.
Joseph is Jonathan's grandson. Okay.
Yeah, so he gets a stand, and then Jotaro, who is Joseph's grandson, gets a stand, but then but the thing about stands is, and how the stand arrow works, is that not everyone is compatible with a stand. It's not the most well explained, but so not everyone is compatible with a stand. So when Joseph's daughter and Jotaro's mother, Holly Kujo, her stand power rejected her body, and it made her really sick, and she was going to die. So then
oh wow.
Yeah, so then Joseph comes to he comes to Jotaro. Jotaro at the time was locked in jail because he was a shithead kid. And he's like Jotaro, your mother is sick and dying, and we gotta go kill Dio. We gotta travel to Egypt, and we gotta go kill Dio. And yeah. I know it's kind of silly. And so they go to Egypt, and then like Dio is like, oh, the Joestar blood, finally I will end it, and I will rule the world because I'm evil. Like Dio is literally like the character who is just evil. He doesn't have much. Yeah, like he doesn't really have much of a reason to be evil. He just is, because
he's just full of hatred.
Yeah, because he was a shithead kid, because he was a slum kid, and he was like a shithead kid.
Yeah.
And that he grew up in, he kind of grew up in Jonathan's shadow, I guess, but he's just evil. He's just an evil dude who does evil things, like having gay sex with priests, apparently, at some point. and he's like, Jotaro, I am so evil, I am going to rule the world. And then like Jotaro is all like, Yari Yari Daze, I cannot let you do that. And Star Platinum, the world, Aura, Muda, Muda, Muda. And then Jotaro kills Dio, and the end. Or so we thought. It's not the end, because there's a lot more. Because then there's part four. Part four doesn't really tie into it that much. But part four is like, oh, they're in Japan and they're in this little place called Morio. And there's so here's where the Joestar family gets really confusing. So yeah. so at so Joseph is a married man. His wife is this lovely lady named Susie Q.
Okay, good for them.
Yeah, good for them. But at some point, Joseph went off to Japan, and he met this college girl named Tomoko Higashikata, and he had a little affair with her. So out of that, we get Josuke Higashikata.
Josuke, okay.
Josuke, yeah, you can look him up. He's a pretty cool guy. But so technically, Josuke is Jotaro's uncle, but he's younger than Jotaro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my aunties is actually like that. Like she has. Okay, yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah. I've known a couple people like that as well.
It's kind of cool, but yeah.
It's a little funky, but it's kind of
it's a little funky. Yeah.
So Joseph had an affair, and that's how we got Josuke. Josuke actually did fall sick under the sand spell when Josuke's body when he was a child actually rejected his stand at first, but he got better and he grew up. And like the common trait of I guess among the JoJo family, because Joseph was also a shithead kid, Jotaro was a shithead kid, and Josuke, when she gets it, is a shithead kid. So, but he's a good kid. He's a good kid though. He's a good kid and he likes to help people, but he's kind of a shithead.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
I love those kinds of characters where like they're nice, but they like do trouble and stuff.
Yeah, chaotic good.
Yeah, exactly. Chaotic good. Like they'll like Robin Hood, basically. Yeah, like steal from a wealthy merchant to help a kid out, something like that. I love those characters.
Yeah. So the whole thing, because like the stand arrows, like the way you get stand, it wasn't introduced in part 3. They didn't explain it in part. Arky didn't explain it in part 3. In part 4, it's explained though. So there were these like. So like. I can't believe I'm explaining all of JoJo right now. At least all of what I've read. So like billions of years ago on Earth, there were these this meteor crashed into the planet, and this meteor had a very it was made of a very specific element. It's an element that isn't on the periodic table. Ugh. And I guess some.
Oh, that's kind of cool. It's not even on the periodic table. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. It's like this element. So, I think it might have been like the Romans or the Vikings or some empire in Europe at some point. They excavated this asteroid, or like they found it, and out of the material they fashioned the arrows. But the arrows were kind of like lost to time. But then so there are I can't remember how many arrows there are. I think there are like 5 or something. There are a few. And they came into the possession of this one lady who's a minor villain in part 3. I can't think of her name. Like this old witchy lady. And but she sold some of these arrows to various people. One of those people was Dio. Dio got a hold. The other, she sold a couple of them to Diavolo, who is the villain in part 5. And then somehow one of these arrows also got to Morio. And so that's kind of the whole thing in part 4. It's like, oh, we got to get the arrow. It doesn't it's kind of like that at first, because the arrow is kind of like floats around. and it kind of just hits random people and gives random people stand abilities.
Oh, so it's all just like random who it hits.
I'm kind of blanking on it right now. Drake would probably know it better.
Okay.
Yeah, but then the arrow somehow manages to hit this dude named Yoshikage Kira, and so Kira,
I've heard about
yes,
that. I've heard about that character.
So
I don't know who they are, but I've heard that's the one name I know.
Kira is a simple man. He's a simple man, and he wants to lead a very simple life. He just wants to get up, go to work, come home, do his exercise routine and his yoga routine, eat his dinner. He just wants to be
just a stand-up guy.
Not a stand-up guy. He just wants to fit in. He just wants to be average.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, just a regular guy. Okay.
But the catch is he's a serial killer. He is a serial killer, and he likes to steal, and he likes to keep women's hands for some reason. The explanation is that he saw the Mona Lisa in a book as a child, and he was like, but yeah, so
really, that's silly.
I can't say the exact line because it's a little freaky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so he's a serial killer who wants to be an average guy, but he has a thing for hands. The arrow manages to hit him, and so now he has a stand. So so this guy is now like the big bad guy, and his stand is called Killer Queen.
Killer Queen, okay.
Yeah, you can look it up. It's pretty creepy looking thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's it's a cat.
Queen JoJo.
Well, there's one pretty kind
of. Oh.
Yeah.
That is a little. It looks cool though.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool stand. So like what Killer Queen does. So like what I really liked about part 4 specifically. So like Josuke stand Crazy Diamond, it can fix anything. So
that's cool.
So Josuke is a protagonist of part 4. His stand can fix anything. Kira is the main villain of part 4. So what does his stand do? His stand destroys anything. His stand, basically anything his stand touches, it explodes. Basically, that's his stand's ability.
Really?
Yeah.
So even like a huge building or something like how do like the limitations work?
Maybe it's not that well explained, but we see him.
Okay.
Like Killer Queen just like touches people and they explode. They're gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've never seen like I don't think he can destroy buildings. Like we never see him do it because he doesn't need to necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of like the really cool thing about, and like that's kind of like what the final fight in part 4 is. So you have power that can create anything, or power that can fix anything, power that can destroy anything. It's a really cool dichotomy. I mean there's a little more to that because Kira gets extra abilities, like like towards the end of the part, Kira's dad, who is a ghost, but yeah, because that's how JoJo works. His dad gets a hold of the arrow, and his dad hits him with the arrow a second time, and
so he gets like double the power.
Yeah, no, so he gets a second ability. The ability is called Killer Queen Bites the Dust, and that's
Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that when I was searching up the name.
Yeah. So Bites the Dust is kind of like it's a time manipulation ability. It basically causes a time loop, and it's
that's cool.
Yeah. So Kira's whole thing is like he can't let anyone find out who he is, and so all of his powers are kind of based.
Because he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so all of his powers are kind of based around that, but so like towards the end of the middle of part 4, the part 4 gang figures out who Kira is, and they have him cornered. But this is a lot to explain. Yeah, so
it's like cool to hear, but I feel like I'm like not gonna remember it.
Yeah, you have to read it. So earlier in the part, So early in the part, there's this minor antagonist, and her ability is called Cinderella. It can basically it's like a plastic surgery stand. It's kind of like that where it can give you any appearance and any face. But she's like, but like the stand user, she's like she doubles as like a hairstylist. So yeah, so the part four gang, like all like Josuke and all of his pals and whatnot, they have Kira cornered, but Kira makes a run for it. So he runs into that lady's salon, and she forces her to use her stand ability on the person that she was giving a haircut to at the time. And so Kira swaps faces with that dude, and then he kills both of them, and then he makes a break for it. So now he's disguised as this dude, and so I have to remember where I'm leading this to. I bites the dust. That's right. So this dude. So Kira takes on the role of this dude now, and this dude has a wife and a child. Um, the son, the child, his name is Hayato. He figures out that, oh, this guy is not my father, and yeah, so and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna figure a way to get you out. I hear this Jotaro guy is looking for you, and because Jotaro is also in part four doing some minor things.
Part four. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jotaro's in part four. So Hayato's like, okay, I'm gonna expose you, and I'm gonna like film you doing all this weird shit, and like, cause like Hayato,
what?
yeah, he has like these like little cameras, and he has them set up so he can expose Kira using Killer Queen, because like Hayato kind of like followed him around,
okay.
but Hayato like saw Kira kill like two people. He's like using Killer Queen. Well, he didn't see Killer Queen because like non-stand users can't see stands and stuff like that. But so basically, but then Kira's dad comes into the picture and he's like, "Shit, I know because Kira's dad is actually kind of a good dad because
really?
From like the perspective that
his son turn out as a serial killer.
It's I don't know, but like Kira's dad is like kind of good in the sense that he's willing to do anything for his child, and so he figures out, he's like, okay, we're gonna hit you with the stand arrow and see what works out. So so Kira's dad shoots the arrow at Kira, and that gives him bites the dust. And so basically how bites the dust works is that anytime Hayato tries to tell someone who Kira is, bites the dust explodes, and then that day reverses. It's a time loop ability so long as Hayato tells someone who Kira is. And yeah, it's really fucking cool. It sounds confusing, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
And eventually they do beat Kira through weird, really wacky ghost means. But yeah, that's then part four ends. It's fun. Part five is pretty cool too.
That's like it was like it was already kind of crazy with the whole like, oh yeah, Giorno is like half Dio, half
he's he's like
that was already kind of complicated, but it like made sense. Like, oh, some vampire guy chops a head off, whatever, and puts it together. Like, okay, all right, that makes sense. Now it's like the arrow and like how the powers.
It's also because I'm poorly explaining it because I haven't read all that shit in like 5 years. So that's kind of like the gist. Because then like part five is about like they're like, because part five takes place in Italy, and there's like all the mafias and shit, and Giorno's like, oh, I want to be like a mafia man, but I want to be like a good upstanding mafia man.
Oh, okay,
yeah, like Giorno is essentially just Dio, but what if Dio was like good, basically?
Okay.
Yeah, and so then they get like, so like the leader of the gang that Giorno is in is like it's like the most powerful gang in all of Italy, and the gang is, I forget what it's called. The leader of the gang is Diavolo. and there's like a bunch of shit happens because it's like because they're like, oh, like Diablo like initially is like, oh, I actually have a daughter that I had no idea about. I need because like Diablo's whole thing is that no one he's kind of like Kira in the sense that like no one really knows his identity, and he kind of intends to keep it that way. I'm gonna let you in on it right now. Diablo is kind of a lame villain because he's not really in the part that much. Um, but yeah, like Diablo's whole thing is like oh, I need to keep people from learning my identity and stuff like that. And so, but like it's like oh, he has a daughter named her name is Trish, and he's like oh, hey Jorno and Bucciolati gang, escort my daughter to me so I can meet her for the first time. But it's like oh no, because I am so evil and nefarious and twisted, I actually
just pure evil and
yeah,
hatred.
I intend to kill my daughter because she's that's a link back to me and I cannot have that, so I must kill my daughter. And then Bucciolati is like, oh no, you cannot kill your daughter. That is wrong. You are evil. Yeah, so they rescue Trish, and like the rest of the part is kind of just them running away from like Diablo's gang, and they're trying to keep Trish safe while also trying to like get to Diablo so they can kill Diablo. But the thing about Diablo is that Diablo's like actually the strongest guy ever, quote unquote the strongest guy ever. His ability is King Crimson, and
I've heard of that King Crimson.
It's a very weird and wacky. It's another guess what? It's another time manipulation ability.
Dude,
yeah,
I feel
so
like on a side topic, when it comes to like fiction in general, whenever there's some kind of like time loop or time manipulation or like different timelines and stuff, it's like cool, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there hasn't ever been one that like explains it well.
No, not really.
Because then there's always the thing about like, oh, it brings up the question of like, do the characters even have free will, or is it like it's always like weird. Like in AOT, it was that where it's like, if Aaron saw all the events that took place, like, does that mean he can't change it, or it's like it's a warning or whatever? But yeah, that's off topic. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. Where was I? Okay, so yeah, so they're running all over in Italy, trying to keep Trish safe and trying to stop Diavolo Man. And then they get to Rome. Here's where shit really gets kind of wacky, because one of the characters from part 3 shows back up, Mr. Jean-Pierre Polnareff, Mr. French, yeah. So like Diavolo's like about to get exposed or something, or I can't remember because the the last like couple of chapters of part 5 are really not.
No, they're not good.
I do not really like the final act of part 5. I like a lot of like the stuff before that. Like I think the second to last arcs of part 5 are really good. Hi Drake. We're talking about
Drake?
Hi Drake. I'm explaining all of JoJo to Ebby. Right. That's where we got.
So the only thing that like what's made the most sense is like how Giorno is half Dio and half Jotaro, or is it half
JoJo, half Jonathan.
Half Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan, okay. That one made sense because I was like, okay, weird vampire powers, beheading, whatever, that made sense. Everything else, it's like, it makes, like, when Chase says it, it makes sense, but then, like, it's like, it'll be a drawback to it, or, like, not a drawback, but, like, we'll come back to it, and I'll, like, forget it. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so, like, we're at the end of part 5 right now, so, like, Polnareff comes back, and Drake
in a wheelchair.
Yeah, in a wheelchair. I forgot because he was trying to help Jorno and the gang for some reason.
Yeah, because the reason why he's in a wheelchair is because of Diablo.
Because Diablo fucked him up. But I forgot. So I forgot why he wants to help.
Well, because after part 3, Jotaro and Polnareff, because they're like one of the only surviving ones, decided to like go and investigate like stand powers like across the world.
Okay, yeah.
So Jotaro went to Japan and Polnareff went to Italy.
Yeah.
And so that's why like Polnareff got involved with Diavolo.
Yeah. Yeah, so then but then the arrow is there. Oh no, Polnareff has an arrow. He has one of the arrows.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And then Diablo's like, oh, I can take the arrow for myself and continue to be evil and nefarious. But then so like I explained to Ebby Killer Queen and Killer Queen bites the dust and how Kira got hit with how Kira himself got hit with the stand the second time, and that's how he got bites the dust. So Ebby, buckle your fuckle, because it's about to get a little wild and wacky.
Yeah.
So so Diavolo uses King Crimson to do his little wacky and evil things, and then so Polnareff summons his stand Silver Chariot, and Polnareff hits Silver Chariot. He strikes Silver Chariot with the arrow, and now we've got to deal with now we are introduced to Silver Chariot Requiem, which is one of my least favorite stands in the whole show, because that part of the story kind of sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does get a little weird. Like,
it's really weird. So like everyone is knocked unconscious. So they're in the Colosseum in Rome. Yeah, everyone is there. Like everyone is there. And so they all get knocked unconscious, but they all switched bodies because that's what Silver Chariot Requiem does. And so here's, oh my god, I hate it. Hold on. Oh my god, it makes my brain hurt. It makes my brain hurt.
Yeah, because there's like so many different things.
I know. So here's the thing about Requiem stands, is at least because it's only in this one part specifically. It never comes back. Might come back in part 9. I don't know. Maybe.
It's never brought up like in part 6.
It's never brought up in part 6. It's which is so dumb. So the thing about Requiem stands is that whatever you need the most in that exact moment, that affects what the ability of the Requiem stand will be. And so what Polnareff wanted in the moment that he strikes Silver Chariot was to get the arrow away from Diavolo. And so Silver Chariot is kind of like the most broken thing ever, because it will literally do all the stand itself does is just walk. It just keeps going in a certain direction. But at the same time, it will do like anything just to make sure that Diavolo doesn't get a hold of the arrow. And but when I say anything, I literally mean anything.
Yeah.
So it first switches bodies, and that's what they think it does. But then like as they're like chasing after it, it starts like pulling in these beings from like another dimension. Or like another layer of reality. It's really fucking weird. And yeah, it's I don't even know. I don't like this part. I don't like this part of the story. I think part 5 was pretty good up to that point.
Yeah. And I think the ending was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, the last shot.
How Giorno takes care.
Yeah. Also in the anime they gave Giorno a black suit, which was pretty drip.
At the end, yeah.
Cool.
So then they have to chase after Silver Chariot Requiem while it's doing all its weird shit. And then then like Diavolo gets a hold of the arrow, but then Diavolo is like dead but not dead.
Did he get? Because he got switched with Bruno, right?
Or well, no,
because Bruno was dead.
Not Diavolo didn't get switched with fucking Doppio got switched with Bucciolati.
Oh, that's right.
But Bucciolati's
two separate.
Yeah, but Bucciolati's consciousness was in Diavolo's body. But Diavolo, like soul or whatever, was like traveling around, and yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. And like Bruno was technically dead.
Yeah, Bruno was technically dead. Bruno was dead for like most of the part.
Yeah, he was technically dead the
He was
entire
technically
part,
dead,
I
but
think.
that's why Bruno's a good character, because he was willing to stay alive. But yeah, so yeah, so there's this whole little thing. Giorno gets the arrow. He strikes his stand gold experience, or is it gold experience? It's gold experience. And so
yeah, it's gold experience.
And so then Giorno, it becomes gold experience Requiem. It hits Diavolo like once, and then now Diavolo is stuck in an infinite loop of death for some reason, because that's how it works. That's
An
yeah.
infinite loop of death?
It's never really explained how it works.
It's never, not even Giorno himself really knows how it works either, too.
It's just like an infinite loop of death. Like,
yeah,
that's
so
all
keep
it
getting
really is.
reborn, and then like, or
Well, it's like you're like Diablo dies, and then like he comes back to life in a different scenario for
Yeah.
like a minute, and then he dies again.
but because
and
there are
that's
yeah, but because there's an infinite amount of ways that you can die, he's basically stuck in that loop for the rest of infinity, essentially.
wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry for that guy.
Don't be. He was kind of a shitty person. He wanted to kill his
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay.
And
He was
that's
introducing drugs to children.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was introducing drugs to children.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's the reason why Jorna wanted to overtake the gang.
Yeah, because drugs bad. Okay, actually though, like Diablo's origin story is really cool, but Diablo himself is just kind of lame.
Yeah. I mean, his stand power was actually pretty cool.
It was cool,
but it's just like,
yeah,
just him as a villain, especially like following Kira. It's
following Kira and Dio and Cars, who are like the thing about Diablo, like the reason why he's such a not good villain is because he's barely in the part at all compared to the others. Like Dio showed at the beginning of part 1. His presence is felt throughout the rest of the series. Like Cars and all the Pillarmen are in it for most of the part. Part 3 is Dio again, but like fucking Dio.
Yeah.
Part 4, Kira is introduced pretty early on. He's introduced like
he's not. He himself isn't introduced until like halfway through the part, but
like
he's like effects.
Yeah.
Of what he's doing.
But then he's in it pretty consistently though too.
Yeah.
But that's part 5. Then you get to part 6. Part 6 has Poochie, and Poochie is basically in it for the whole part 2. Like he's in it for the whole.
See him in like chapter 3 or something.
Yeah,
like,
you see him in.
Early.
Yeah, he's really early. That's why he's a really good villain too, because he has presence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so part 6. We're keeping it going. We're keeping it going. Wait, this is literally most of the podcast. We've been explaining JoJo to Ebby for the past hour, but part 6, the upcoming animated series. I just finished reading this.
Stone Ocean, right?
Yeah, Stone Ocean.
Yeah. Nice.
So what? Part 5 takes place in like the late 90s, I think.
Yeah, 99, I think.
So yeah, so like flash forward to 2011. Apparently Jotaro is actually not gay, even though Araki said he was. That's how this all started.
Well, actually, no, he might be gay and was just like, I don't know.
No, Drake. No, Drake. You missed the part that you left. I was about to say. So I've been meaning to make a post where it's like the handshake emoji and it says Araki Isayama low-key admitting that their main characters are gay in random interviews. because okay, I told Ebby that I don't know if you've seen it, but there's like there's this interview in like the 90s when Stardust Crusaders was being written, and the interviewer, she was a young woman, and she said, "Oh yes, I think Jotaro's so cool. I have like a crush on him." And then Araki's like, "I don't think Jotaro's interested in women." But
that is pretty evident. Like
it is very
first episode.
Yeah, Jotaro's he's not interested in.
He has a strong distaste for women.
He has a very strong distaste. But yeah, at some point apparently Jotaro is like females, women, and he decided to settle down, with some random lady
that we don't know the name of.
I think actually we do learn her name and some random.
I don't. Well, maybe in like an interview, but it's never said in the manga. I don't think.
Or well, we never learn her name, but we see her. We see her like a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. He marries some random American woman, and then they get a little freaky, and then out pops Jolene Cujo. Not Cujo with a K, but Cujo with a C, which I
and
still...
with an H at the end.
Oh yeah, with an H. I thought, yeah, I still don't get that.
It's an Americanized version, I guess.
Oh, an Americanized. Okay, that's kind of lame. But yeah, so that's Jolene Cujo, and like with many of the other JoJos, she's kind of a shithead kid. Yeah. So Jolene gets thrown into prison because she stole a car for stealing a car and murder.
Even though she didn't do either of those things.
Yeah, even though she technically didn't do either of those things.
They framed her? No way.
Yeah, her boyfriend framed her.
Oh, that's even worse. What?
Yeah, he's kind of a scummy guy. They get back at them though, because they later on, I think they steal like a plane or a helicopter or something from him. Whatever. Yeah, so Jolene, she gets locked up in prison. Jotaro sends her a note. He sends her a letter, and in this letter is like a piece of the arrow, and Jolene like pricks her finger on it. Even though technically she should have been born with a stand power, or I don't know, it's really dumb how that works.
She might have been. She might not have been born with the stand power. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't remember. It's been a couple years, but
no. She gets this. So she gets hit with the arrow, and that awakens her stand power. So it's all she's all in prison, and then Jotaro comes to visit her. I forgot why. Not to get her out, but there was some other reason.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was about I think it was about Dio. Like, I think he found something about Dio.
So he found something about, or no, he found a way to get to heaven. That's the big thing in part 6 is the way to get to, and then, but little. So I told Ebby this, but at some point, like before part 3, when Dio was traveling around the world messing around with Gordo's mom and all his many other wives, mothers of his children. At some point, he had a little gay relationship with a priest.
Really? Wait. Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. So that's Poochie. So this Poochie guy who had a gay relationship with Dio works at the prison. He's the priest at the prison that Jolene is in, and so Poochie finds out that Jotaro is coming to the prison. So Poochie's stand power, because Poochie has a stand power. His stand power is called White Snake.
Which has a gun.
It doesn't have a gun. It can pick up a gun. But so what White Snake does, it can like, it's actually kind of a scary power because like it can like steal your soul, and it like puts your soul, like all the information of your soul onto like a CD disc. And so basically, because Jotaro found out the way to get to heaven, Poochie wanted to know the way to get to heaven because that's what Dio told him to do. Oh yeah, there we go. There's White Snake with the gun trying to shoot at Savage Garden. But there's a bird. There's a bird called Savage Garden, by the way. It's not that important. and so Poochie, so at the beginning of the part, Jotaro dies basically.
He doesn't die. He gets his stand stolen.
Yeah, he gets his stand stolen, but his stand is also his soul, so he's basically brain dead or something. He's soul dead or whatever.
Yeah, because like the stand is like a manifestation of your soul. I'm pretty sure, and that's why.
So then Jolene's whole thing is that I have to get the stand disc back so I can save my father, and prison and lesbian shenanigans because oh boy, there's a lot of.
She's good for her. Really? Is
Yeah.
that like canon?
Well, she was supposed to be in a lesbian relationship with the character. So,
But then I
Drake.
think the
Oh
editors
yeah, because
changed
she
that.
did have a
Okay,
boyfriend.
okay, Drake.
Yeah.
Okay, do me a favor. Look up the
Uh-huh.
panel. Look up Anasui's introduction, like the first panel he's introduced in.
Oh yeah. I know. What
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Let's show Ebby. Let's show Ebby this. You've got to see it. It's so funny. It's so funny, but it's really cool. It's like
Like it's, yeah. Here, so this is the first appearance of Anasui.
Yeah, so that's Anasui.
Okay, hold on.
So, as you can see, she is a lady. She was supposed to be Jolene's love interest, but now Drake.
Wait, she looks cool.
But Drake, now show Ebby, Anasui. Show Ebby Anasui. That's
Wait.
That's Anasui for the rest of the part.
So
you only see Anasui as a woman in the first like chapter she's in.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
how does that?
It's weird.
So
it's not supposed to be trans,
but it is.
Yeah.
It's become
okay. So
them.
So here's the thing: Araki wanted Jolene to have a lesbian relationship. But the thing is, because Shonen Jump is so fucking like the manga industry is so fucking sexist. Like Araki had already gone through hell and back just to get Jolene to be the protagonist of part 6. So like the editors at Shonen Jump were all like, no, actually you can't have a lesbian relationship because all our male readers will not like that. So
yeah, which is like dumb because
really dumb.
It's always like already it's like dumb to like make the creator change their manga as long as it's not like anything problematic, but in terms of like content or like their original thought to make them change it, but then also for that it's like even worse.
No, like Shonen Jump, like okay, like kind of side tangent. Like Shonen Jump, like they've ruined series. Like they ruined DBZ because the thing about DBZ was that so like Goku was supposed to die in the Cell Saga. Like he was supposed to permanently die in the Cell Saga, and Gohan was going to be the main character for the rest of Z. But the editors didn't.
Really?
Yeah. But you can look this up too. It's true.
Wait, really? That's crazy.
Yeah. No,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's why Gohan defeats, Gohan doesn't defeat Cell, but yeah. So Gohan was supposed to take over Goku's role as main character, but the editors didn't like.
Crazy.
Yeah, but the editors didn't like that, so they were like, oh no, and that's why Z turned out the way it did. And then like with Naruto, like Sasuke wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, Sasuke wasn't supposed to be in it at all. The only reason Sasuke was so like the editors basically told can't think of the Naruto writer's name right now. Kishimoto. Yeah, Kishimoto. So Kishimoto's editors were all like, actually, Naruto needs a rival character, even though he already has quite a few rival characters, but he needs a specific rival character. So they basically forced Kishimoto to make Sasuke a character, and that's kind of why, that's kind of why Naruto.
And now we have Hood Sasuke edits.
And now we have Sasuke.
I do think Sasuke does kind of make Naruto better, to be honest. Mainly with the Sasuke retrieval arc. I think that's probably the best arc in Naruto.
Shut the fuck up. No, it's not.
It has nothing on pain.
Nothing.
It has nothing on pain.
Actually, the Akatsuki stuff is kind of great.
Sasuke has nothing on pain.
Yeah, the Akatsuki stuff is great. I don't know. I think the Gar was pretty cool. Gar was a pretty cool villain. It was Orochimaru, even though Orochimaru was literally
actually, I do take that back. I do think the Chunin exams, the first one, might be the best.
Orochimaru is another character who's just I'm evil. Orochimaru is just I'm evil and nefarious. I like how we talk shit about how like there aren't enough like villain characters who are evil and nefarious, but I can think of like quite a few. Like there's Dio, like we just talked about that. There's Orochimaru, the fucking Palpatine in Star Wars. Like okay, I think we're done with JoJo. So like what I fucking love about like what I love about Palpatine in Star Wars is that he has no reason for being evil. Like like Palpatine's his whole backstory was that he was just some like rich kid growing up on Naboo, and just and then this one day he was just like, I'm gonna be the most evil guy out there. So he gets into contact with this banker who is also the most powerful Sith Lord of that era, and so he trains under this dude. Then he kills him because that's the Sith rule too. And then he just goes on to be the most evil fucker in the whole galaxy, and he like starts the empire and shit. Like he had no reason to do it. He just did it just because he wanted to be evil.
It's kind of funny.
And you can look at this fucker too. Hold up. Like he's such a silly looking guy. He's just evil. Blood Palpatine. Let's see. Hold up. Come on. There we go. He's just a very nefarious guy. He's just evil. Look at him. Look at him. Come on. Show up. Show up. Come on. Here, look.
Yeah, it's fair.
he's just like, yeah. I'm the only one who will find it funny because I'm the only person who likes Star Wars. Yeah,
no,
like
there are plenty of Star Wars nerds.
None of them are like me though. I'm the only based one because I'm not sexist.
I'm the only one that's not a loser.
No, trust me. I will defend Star Wars to my grave. I will vouch for Star Wars to the end of my life. Nothing will kill Star Wars for me. Nothing will kill that childhood dream. But yeah, Palpatine is a pretty actually like most of the Sith Lords are kind of just like that, except for maybe Vader. Because
because Vader. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like Anakin was just like, I don't like the Jedi anymore, and Palpatine groomed me to be evil. So now I'm going to betray the Jedi Order, and I'm going to kill them all, and I'm going to kill children.
Yeah, I've heard about that. He like kills children and stuff, bro.
yeah, he killed all the younglings. Master Skywalker, whatever are we gonna do? Oh, there's a bit in the Robot Chicken Star Wars parody where like Anakin goes up to kill the kids, and he's like, okay, Anakin, just think happy thoughts. Just think happy thoughts. Just think you're like running through a field of flowers. You're not killing children. God, I fucking love Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken was the shit back in the day.
Dude, that show would come on during what's it called?
Adult Swim.
The Adult Swim, yeah. And I would get so scared. I was like genuinely really scared of the show because I'd be watching like Adventure Time.
Yeah, because like like you're a little kid and you're just watching like your cartoons, and then this like huge thing comes on. And it's like adult, and it's like.
Yeah, and then the intro was like there was thunder, there was robots and stuff, and it was like dark at nighttime and everything. I was just so scared.
Yeah, and then they play an episode of King of the Hill, and it's like, oh, maybe this isn't so bad.
I was still scared of King of the Hill because, like, my brothers, they just made me feel like really scared of Adult Swim just so I wouldn't watch it. They would be like, "Oh yeah, if you watch it, it's gonna give you nightmares. It's gonna be the scariest show ever."
And then it's just kids, and then it's just Hank Hill. Like,
yeah. But even then, it's like now I know. But like even when I saw the King of the Hill opening, I would just get scared. I'd see these little cartoon dudes running around because it wasn't scary, but it was like I was scared it was gonna be something bad.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, yeah. I probably shouldn't have been watching Adult Swim as a small child, but I did.
Yeah.
I would sneak things from my parents. They caught me a couple times, but I was like, "Ah, I love these cartoons." Wait, Drake, what was Beavis and Butthead on? Was it on Adult Swim or was it on something else?
It was on Cartoon Network, so probably Adult Swim.
Was it on? Or was it
back
on
in the
MTV?
90s.
Was it on MTV or was it on?
Maybe it might have been on MTV.
I think yeah. I think it was on MTV. So I remember one of my favorite Beavis and Butthead bits was like every now and again they'd listen to they watch music videos and like, so this was when like Foo Fighters was first becoming a thing, and so they were like they saw Dave Grohl and I was like dude, isn't that the guy from Nirvana? That's the guy from Nirvana, and he's like, no, that guy's dead. That is the dude from Nirvana. I think it was on TV. But Drake, what's the fucking bit? What's the one bit from Beavis and Butthead that
I
like,
talk about?
Yeah, send that bit. Send that bit.
Hold on. Yeah.
Send it. It's the funniest shit. It's the funniest shit. I can't stop thinking about it ever since you posted.
I need TP for my bunghole. It's so funny.
It's really stupid. It's stupid, but there it is. Oh god, what adult cartoons are like such hit and misses. You're either gonna get something that's like so stupid that it's good, or so stupid that it's like whatever. I think we talked about this before, but I can't fucking stand Rick and Morty. I think Rick and Morty is. Yeah.
That's funny.
Rick and Morty got nothing on the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Nothing.
You actually like this? I never really thought much about it. It was just like, oh, a cartoon, I guess. do you actually dislike it? I never watched it, but do you dislike it that much? It's kind of funny.
It's just so whatever. It's just, and like it was like all the kids would talk about it when I was in high school, and it was like, okay, we get it. You think it's like the greatest shit ever? It's not. It's not. It's so. It's just another like whatever ugly ass adult cartoon
that tries to be like relatable to like. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like not like that shit peaked at The Simpsons, and it will never end. Or at least the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons. Of like honestly, like if you want to watch some like good shit, like trust me, the first 8 seasons, like unironically, the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons are actually like kind of depressing. Because
really?
Yeah. So like a lot of what the early Simpsons was about was kind of like the weird depressing state of like middle America, because like what The Simpsons is a parody of like all the like sitcoms at the time, like Full House and Family Ties, and like how like they spread like the white suburban family values and stuff. That's what The Simpsons is a parody of, and like it's like this really weird, and like Bart and Homer's relationship, because like they're like there's this one episode. It's the saddest episode I've ever of like any cartoon I've ever, like one of the saddest episodes of a cartoon. It's from the fucking Simpsons, because like Bart basically, like what happens is that, so like Bart is kind of he's kind of a dumb kid. He doesn't really pay attention in school. He just likes to read his comics and ride his skateboard. So like what happens is, and like him and Homer don't have that good of a relationship. And so what happens is that there were this big important tests at Bart's school in his class. So Bart kind of cheated, and he switched. So he sits next to the smartest kid in class, and when they put their pencils down, and when the smartest kid wasn't looking, Bart like quickly switched their papers and like wrote his name on the other wrote so he switched the papers.
Yeah.
And so when the teacher looked over that paper, she was like, "Oh my god, Bart is like super genius." And so they're all like, so like the principal talks to Homer and Marge, and they're like, "Hey, Bart is actually like way too good for regular elementary school. he needs to go to a different elementary school that's for more higher level, higher
Advanced
thinking.
kids, yeah.
But Bart is still kind of like a shithead kid. But at the same time, yeah. But at the same time, Homer feels like so proud of Bart because he's like, oh, my son is like actually smart and he's actually a genius. Like the whole thing about like the Simpson family is that like none of the Simpson men will ever amount to anything. And, like that's a reoccurring theme, and so like Homer is like actually like so proud that his son is finally like, the one to break the mold, but Bart is still a shithead kid because he cheated, and the whole episode is just kind of him coming to grips with the fact that he cheated, and but at the same time, because like Homer like is like now like finally like paying attention to him, and he's like finally like starting to like do things with him, and he's like starting to spend time with him a lot more, and so like Bart kind of faces this really sad dilemma where it's like I don't belong in this higher level school, but at the same time, if I leave, then my dad's not gonna love. Yeah, then my dad's not gonna love.
Yeah.
And I forget how the episode ends, but I know it's really sad. I think it's in season 1. So yeah, it's sad shit. I don't think any other adult animation has ever gotten to that like personal level ever after that. But except for maybe Samurai Jack, if we're gonna count that, but I don't know. Samurai Jack is also a really good show, I think. Have you two seen Samurai Jack?
No,
was
I've never seen it.
Okay? So that was probably a little bit after. Probably a little bit before your time. So yeah, Samurai Jack. Yeah. I'm old.
Yeah, it was.
So Samurai Jack. I actually think Samurai Jack is a very important show. I call Samurai Jack the grandfather of all American cartoons. And
oh really?
Yes, I think so you know how like nowadays like most it started with Adventure Time, like most cartoons nowadays, like almost like the really successful cartoons nowadays, like Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, and like all those types of shows, like they kind of like start out like episodic in nature, but then they start to have like this overarching story and plot.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So now most people think that started with Avatar, but if we go back a little further, we find Samurai Jack. Now Samurai, it is an episodic series, but here's the really interesting thing that sets Samurai Jack apart from other cartoons at the time is that Jack had a goal. And he had goals, and his whole goal was to get back to the past where he belonged because he was stuck in the future. He had to get back into the past, and that's what the show is all about. And I think it's really cool to think about that because it gave the story this kind of overarching plot, and Jack kind of was able, because of that, even though it was still an episodic series, Jack was still able to kind of grow and develop as a character. And like no other cartoon, at least that was a cartoon that was meant for more younger audiences, did that at the time. Samurai Jack was also, it was very anime inspired too. And it's like it was very anime inspired. Like a lot of cartoons nowadays, like a lot of American cartoons nowadays are anime inspired. Then after Samurai Jack, we get to Avatar, which is like insanely important. Like that, like So Samurai Jack is the grandfather of modern cartoons. Avatar is the father of modern cartoons. Would you? Because actually, I don't know. It's probably more like Samurai Jack is more like the great grandfather, then Avatar is the grandfather. Then Adventure Time is the father of modern cartoons because Adventure Time, like Adventure Time was like the first show to like do the whole overarching story thing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So Samurai Jack is the great granddaddy. Avatar's grandfather, and Avatar's Adventure Time is the father. So like I don't know because it's really funny for me to like think about that. like trust me, we're kind of running out of time here, but trust me, I could tell you a whole history of like the last like 20-ish years of Cartoon Network's history. It's so fucking yeah, it's so fucking interesting to like, because like because like with Cartoon Network, I watched like eras like come and go, and I saw that like I don't like this one. I think you guys might be able to remember this, and I remind people about it so much. But do you guys remember when Cartoon Network was really trying to branch out into live action shows?
Oh, with like Destroy,
kind of,
Destroy.
Yeah. My two
Yeah, I
favorite
remember that.
shows, to come out of that, um, were Unnatural History and Tower Prep. Those were so in the 2000s there were a lot of shows like that were kind of these they were like American and Canadian like cooperations on television. There were tons of shows like that. Like Stargate, which as you guys know I've been obsessed with. Stargate was an American and Canadian venture. But so yeah, so a lot of those live action series were American and Canadian stuff. Um so yeah, so Unnatural History and Tower Prep were my two favorite shows to come out of that. Um, they'll never get second seasons, even though they were pretty. I don't know because I haven't watched them in a really long time, but I remember them being really cool.
Uh-huh.
So those are my two favorite shows to come out of that era. But that obviously because people didn't go to Cartoon Network to watch live action stuff, so all that stuff got canceled eventually. Um, I think that was a little bit before Adventure Time and regular show and all that. I think it was a little bit before. But yeah, but then there was also like action cartoons too. Like there were like I try to remind people all the time of Generator Rex. I am so disappointed that nobody remembers Generator Rex. Because Generator Rex, yeah,
That sounds familiar.
So Generator, yeah, like look it up. It was another like really anime inspired series. It was by the same dude who made Ben 10. It was by that same like creative group of people.
Oh, it looks kind of familiar.
Wait.
Yeah, now do you remember?
Oh wait.
Yeah, it was a fucking good ass show. It was a baller show.
I remember the huge fists. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
If Lars were here, she would. Yeah, she would because yeah, like Rex has the fucking drippiest outfit ever. So this was made by the same.
That's cool.
Yeah, this was made by the same group of people who did Ben 10. At the same time, Ben 10 Ultimate was coming out, which is another good ass cartoon. Yeah, there were other, and then there was another show called Symbiotic Titan. That one is even that one's even like lesser known. And in my opinion, that show should not have been on Cartoon Network. Like Generator X and Symbiotic Titan. I don't and Young Justice too. I don't know if you guys remember Young Justice, but Young Justice was like the shit. Because
was it like pushing what could be like a kid's cartoon?
Yeah, all these shows kind of pushed what was okay for kids They also came on a little later in the evening, so they were on like a more like later evening block, like a little bit before Adult Swim and Toonami.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were action cartoons. So at the time it was Generator X, Ben 10 Ultimate, Symbiotic Titan, and then Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Those were like the four action shows that Cartoon Network had. They were all really fucking good ass shows too, really good ass cartoons. But and Young Justice, and I forgot Young Justice. Young Justice is also very good. Young Justice, if you don't know, is about it's kind of like it's in like a Justice League universe, but so Young Justice is kind of like an off branch of the Justice League, and it's all their sidekicks. So it's like Superboy, one of the Robins, Miss Martian, who's Martian Manhunter's sidekick, Wally West, like Kid Flash, Artemis, and like all those characters. Good ass show. Really dark show though. Like really kind of again pushed what you could do with a kids cartoon. Yeah, all those shows were really good, but sadly they got canceled. You want to know why? Because kids weren't really into them. or probably because again their themes were a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
And yeah, God, but like if you just brought back all these shows but put them on Adult Swim, like hell, I even want I even want them to make a Ben 10 but put it on Adult Swim. Because like I don't know if you guys have seen what the fuck they've been doing to Ben 10 over the past couple of years, but it's horrendous. It is horrendous. Like look up, like I will show you what Ben 10 looks like nowadays. It's such a mockery. It is disgusting. He looks like fucking Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents. That's not what Ben 10 should look
I
like.
think I've seen some like.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Hold up. It's disgusting. It's actually it's disgusting. Gross. It shouldn't exist. Like look at this. What is this? Look at this. This is awful.
That's gross.
Yeah, like it's in like the same brand of like Teen Titans Go. It's in like that same like mockery.
Like just a cash grab.
Yeah, like just a cat. And like, cause like before this, like this is the most recent reboot. Before that, they tried to like do like a semi reboot with what was it, like Ben 10 Omniverse, I think, or something.
Yeah.
That show sucked too. That show was not good. It's like what have they been doing to my childhood? Like they've ruined it. They've ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. Get this out. Not loser, not a champion, not a champion. Loser, loser. Very very big loser. Not based, not valid. Not very opinionated. Not very chase pilled. Anyways, we can talk more. We should talk about Ben 10 because Ben 10 is a really I could probably go on for hours about Ben 10 because it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But we are sadly coming up to the end of this podcast. That was an hour of me rambling to Ebby about JoJo. It's so funny listening back to these things because like we started like point A. And then, because it's like it's always like, how the fuck did we get here? And then it's like, oh, that's how we got here. Anyways, I am Chase.
I'm Drake.
This is Ebby.
And this has been People with Valid Opinions. We will see you all again some point.